Hi everyone, welcome back to our DAT course. Today is an exciting day because we'll be looking at Object-Oriented Programming, or OOP for short. OOP is a powerful way of organizing and structuring your code, and it is widely used in building real-world applications. We'll be learning about the core concept of OOP in that, such as classes, object, constructor, method, field, and even getter and setter. So let's let's jump in. Let's look at what OOP is. OOP is a programming paradigm that revolves around the concept of objects. These objects can represent real-world entities like a car, a user, or a bank account. Each object has properties and behavior. Properties which can be referred as data, and the behavior which can be seen as the function. In that, we create objects using classes. At this point, let's quickly bring up our VS Code, create the project, and let's look at what classes are. So, we'll come up the terminal, um, increase the font, okay, to as big as possible. Okay, let's keep it this way. Let's directory OOP already exists. Okay, let's make it OOPs. VS Code is up. As usual, let's quickly go in delete um, uh, uh, default folder. Delete the default folder. Okay, and let's create our own. We call it. Let's increase the font. Okay, good. Too big. Okay, I think it's okay like this. Okay, let's keep it this way. Um, create our own. We'll call it example one. That's example one. Dot that. In this example, we want to be looking at classes and objects. So let's call it classes, classes and objects. Okay, so as usual, let's start with our class. So we call it class card. So this is how we declare a class. A class is like a blueprint, and an object is a specific instance of that blueprint. Let's take an example. Imagine you have a blueprint for a car. The blueprint defines the car's features like color and speed, but the actual car you drive is the object. So let's start. In the car, we'll declare a color, string color, and the next thing we want is the speed. The speed int speed. Okay. Let's say equals to this way, and the speed we'll keep it as 0. Okay, like this. It's a void drive. This is a method. Okay, void drive. It's a print. What do we want to print? We'll say the color. Good. Car is driving at speed kilometer per hour. Get the logic? So now void name, We'll now create an object of the car class. Let's create an object of the car class. For example, create an object of the car class. So to create the object of the car class, we'll say car, yeah, equals to car. Wheels in our car class. So if at this point, if I use car dot, okay, car1 is car1, use car1 dots, and you see we have the color and the speed, including the method we created, which is the drive. So let's see car color equals to red. Car, why are we even using car1? We don't want to do car2 or any other car. So car is okay. So we'll call the drive method. Let's at this point, let's print this code. And I think this thing is too big. This is better. Good. Let's bring up our terminal. So since we are in the bin directory, let's use that bin example one dot. See, the red car is driving at 100 kilometer per hour. Get? So our car have a function. What is the function? Is the drive function. Yeah, is the function of the car is the drive. While the car with ours its own features with our color, speed, and yes, color and speed. Let's look at example two. Example two dot that. So in this example, we'll be looking at constructors. In the example one, we did not use a constructor. So let's see how constructor works in our class. So as user, we'll use the same car. So let's come copy this same code, come here and then paste it. Then we'll clear this guy. Okay, clear it. I will leave it this way. So, but we want to use a constructor by this time. So how to use a constructor is to call the car. I will say this dot, you see you can get the color, and this dot speed. Okay, get the logic. This dot speed. So in this our void main, after using the constructor, we can create the car instance again. Okay, now look at it. What's happening? What we need is this. So the constructor allow us to initialize an object when it's created. Instead of setting properties one by one, we can use a constructor for cleaner code. So unlike the example one, where we will have to manually call the car.color, car.speed, we can initialize the speed and the color inside the car object in the process of initializing it. So in this way, the code looks more cleaner, simple, and efficient. So let's look at example 3. Let's create example 3. Example 3 dot. In this example, we'll be looking at methods and fields. Methods and fields. So let's create class calculator. Okay, class calculator. Actually, methods are functions inside a class that defines its behavior, while fields are variables that store the data about the objects. So let's look at how it look like. So we'll say int a, int a, int b, int b, and we'll call our constructor. So let's say constructor. Oh, I spelled it correct. So we'll call calculator, right? Good. Calculator, and we'll pass this dot a, this dot a, comma, and this dot b. Okay, good. So let's create our methods. So call them our methods. So we'll say int add, use arrow function. I will use the two ways of creating it. So we'll say a plus b like this. I will say multiply, int multiply. And this time around, I'll be using the return method, return a um, times b. Okay, sorry, a times b. Good. Okay, please look at this method. Good. A plus b and a times b. Now let's use them for me. Good. Close it. Now, if you look at this code, we have a, right, and b. Then we have a constructor. And we created our method. And what's the work of the method is to add a and plus b, and the other one is to multiply a and b. Now, these two methods are just the same. One is I use the arrow function, while this one is the curly brace. They are the same. You can also remove this, and call the arrow function like this. And in that way, you don't need to return this, and you leave it this way. See? They do the same work. But I just want to show you the different ways, the arrow functions and the curly brace. That's why I use the two. Okay, let's keep it this way. I think this looks more cleaner. And then in our main function, we will now create a new object of the calculator. We'll call it calculator, right? And we had 10 and 20. So let's comment this one out and print it. Clear the terminal. Okay, so this time it will be example 3 dot that. Let's run the code. See, dot 30. 10 plus 20 is actually 30. And if we keep this one and run again, see, 10 times 20 is 200. So you can play around with it, add some other methods like operators like divide and minus. So in this example, the calculator class has two methods. That's the add and the multiply. So these methods define the behavior of the calculator. Let's look at example 4. That's this. Um, file again, call it example 4. That example 4. Dot that. So in this example, we want to be looking at the required keyword in our constructor. In that, the required keyword ensures that specific arguments must be provided when creating an object. This is especially useful in constructors when certain fields are essential for the class to function properly. So let's look at an example. So create a class product. Products. Now we don't need these fields. So I'll say final string. Final string name. Final. Let's call it double. Final double price. Final double price and final string. Final string. Category string. Good. Category. And this one in our constructor again, we call that products, right? Products. This time around, it will be required. Okay, we will have to curly brace and add the required keyword. Good. See, we have required this dot name, required this dot price, and required this dot category. Okay, so let's create a method to display the product detail. We don't want to override, so we just want to create a method. So let's say method to display the product details. Okay, good. So say print name price display. We call it display products. Okay, display products. So in our method to display, we want to display the name, the price, and the category of of the products. Yeah. So in our void main, let's go to our void main function. And first, I need to add a separator, something like that, so that it will be a little bit clearer for you about what you are doing. So let's separate it. Okay, something to separate. We carry this one, so like something to indicate or give a title. So let's call this one product detail, product detail, product detail. Okay, let's do it this way. So in our void good. So again, as usual, create the project object, create an object of the new class, and we call it this way. Okay, good. This one is helping us. So we created a new object. I'll call it product. So when we try to call these products, anywhere we are calling this our new object class, we must provide those required data. And what are the data that are required? We have name, price, and category. Okay, so let's print our code and see the outcome. Control J, clear the terminal, and let's print again. And this time around, it will be example 4 dot that. See, we got our laptop 5000 and category is electronics. Okay, this is how the required keyword works. So let's look at another example. Look at example 5 dot that. Example 5 dot that. So in this example, we want to be looking at getters and setters. Let's see getters and and setters. So let's quickly create a class. So usually, getters and setters allow you to control how properties of a class are accessed or modified. This is useful for adding validation or other logic. So let's quickly look at the example. So we say class bank account plus bank account. So inside the bank account, let's say class bank account. Inside the bank account, let's create our fields. Which they are going to be private fields. So let's get string underscore account holder, and the next field will be a double balance. The next field is going to be a double balance. Okay. Control Z. Create a constructor bank account. This dot account holder and this dot balance. Okay. So now let's create the getter. Getter for balance. So what we do, say double get balance. The underscore balance. Good. So I will also create the setter for balance. Okay, now to create the setter, we set balance. Good. Set balance. Okay, we pass the parameter. What parameter do we want to pass is the amount? So double amount. Okay, good. If amount is greater than or equals to 0, what do you want to do? Set balance. Okay, good. Is equals to amount. Equals to amount. else what we want to do, we'll say print invalid balance. We say balance cannot be negative. Balance cannot, cannot be negative, right? Good. Balance cannot be negative. So let's below here, let's create a display method. So we'll say display account info void display account info. Display account info. So to display account info, inside we want to set print account holder. Okay. Account holder will be the account holder, right? Account holder will be the account holder. Good. And the balance is going to be the balance. So we'll print the balance. Which will be the what? The balance. Good. So now let's use our code above, right? So let's use that. Use it in our void main. So we say void main. First thing is to initialize or create the object of the bank account. So we say create create a bank account object. Bank account object. So as usual, we call bank account. Say account equals to bank account. So we need to pass what? The account holder and the balance. So the account holder, let's say John AB, and the balance, let's just pass any balance of our choice. So let's say 5,000. Good. Okay, this way. So at this point, we can use the account to update our balance. You see, updated balance. We can use the account, the account we have created with the new object to update our price or any, I mean the amount or any other thing we want to do. So we say account dot. You see, we can pass the account holder or the balance. So let's say the balance equals to a new balance, and that new balance, let's say 4,000 or 4,000 like this. Like this. But before we print this one, let's first print this balance. So we'll say Ctrl Z, we'll hide this one, and let's first print the account balance. We'll say account does display display account info. So let's see what will happen. So, let's clear our terminal and print again. Okay. This time around to be example 5. So when you print, you see we have account holder at John AB and the balance as 5,000 naira. So we can now use this object we have created to update this our price. So let's see. Remember, we have a condition here. If the amount is equal to or greater than 0, then we want to show the balance we have or the amount we have. But if it is less than 0, right? If it is not 0 or it's less than 0, then we want this line, which is invalid balance. So let's quickly check. So run the code and again, and you see, let's save the code. Let's save the code. We need to print the info again. We need to print it again, so let's add our print line. So I'll say final balance, which is the updated balance string. I'll say final balance, right? final balance is going to be, sorry, dollar, dollar. Okay. Which one do we want to give as account dot balance? This is what you want to print. Let's pass our macarons for the name. So we call the account here like this dot uh, balance. Good. Count dot balance. So if we save this code and run, you see our final balance is 4,000 naira. We can still update it to whatever we want. Okay, let's make it minus, like minus 4,000 naira like this, and run again. Minus 4,000 naira and run again. We have minus 4,000 naira, but this is not what we want, so let's check again. So this is what I'm getting it wrong. It's supposed to be account balance and not the private field. So let's say minus. You get it. So when the amount becomes negative, it's an invalid balance, and balance cannot be negative, right? And it gives us our original balance, which is 5,000 naira. So it cannot be negative. So if we hide this line, we cannot actually hide this line. So we can make it updated balance, or we leave it this way. So this is our action price, which is we are passing it here. This is our balance. Okay, this is the balance we are passing and the account holder. So if at this point we have 5,000 naira, but we can use the object we have created to update the price. So if we say 4,000 naira, we get 4,000, but the condition is it should not be less than 0. So once it's less than 0, it becomes negative, and we got this line. So that is how class and objects is used in that. So in this lesson, we introduce the fundamentals of object-oriented programming in that, a powerful paradigm that lets you write clean, organized, and scalable code. OOP is the foundation of many programming languages, and mastering it is a big step forward in your coding journey. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated. In our next video, we will explore more advanced art concepts. See you next time.